18th June 1946, the day Goa spoke out. Dr. Ram Manohar Lohia and Dr. Julião Menezes arrived at Margão in a horse buggy, right under the nose of the Portuguese regime. But why a buggy? And from where? And let me tell you, it was not a sauna, but they were hiding right in the heart of Margão city. Who helped them sleep past the watchful eyes of colonial spies? And how did the day unfold? Today, we bring you these answers through the story of a young Goan revolutionary, Laxmidas Borkar, and through the legacy of Dr. Julião Menezes, whose family home became the silent nerve center of it all. He was just 21, but Lakshmidas Borkar was far from a bystander. He guided Lohia and Menezes, ensured they reached the protest site safely, and stood beside them in defiance.
On 18 June, he was given an assignment by my grandfather to take my auntie and her husband, who were just newly married, to visit the temples. A person on a cycle came to Bori and handed over him a small piece of paper which said that today Dr. Ram Manohar Lohia is going to address at the old bus stand, Parka, at Margão. So you are supposed to be reporting there at 3 o'clock. That's what Bhau has told. Bhau, who is Purushottam Kakodkar. During all this freedom struggle, Ram Manohar Lohia, he was exhausted at one time, and so he wanted some amount of relief to convulse. He came to Goa to his friend, Dr. Julião Menezes. So on 17th of June, he came to Vasco to meet various people. The Portuguese government came to know that he is in Goa, and we would want to arrest him immediately. So they were going to go to Asolna. So there was no point in returning back from Vasco to Asolna. So he came quietly from Vasco and stayed in a place called Hotel República, which was very close to the train station today. After the initial talks, Purushottam Kakodkar told everybody that we will get out of this place, and he assigned a duty to my father to bring these two gentlemen to the place of satyagraha. When it was nearly 4 p.m., he stepped out and stopped a taxi. So he said, no problems, I will take you, but I will first have to take to the cartel, to the police station, because there is a strict order that no taxi should drop anybody till they have been checked out by the police. At that time, there were horse carriages in Margão. So he stopped one of them, then he covered the buggy. So they were sitting back, he could see the road and everything, but nobody could see them. And he brought that horse carriage to the side. Capitão or the Captain Miranda came and stopped him. He said, you are not supposed to be here. He said, I'm here to talk to my people. He said, no, we have orders. You can't talk here without any permission. He said, I don't understand what you're talking. And he started talking in Hindi. And this guy he doesn't understand any Hindi. He was talking in Portuguese. So my father became a translator to tell him, and the dialogue continued for some time. But the courage of Dr. Lohia, he said, nothing doing, I am going here, brothers and sisters, he started, and then he was arrested.
History may have overlooked him, but without Laxmidas, 18th June might have looked very different. Dr. Julião Menezes had invited Lohia to Goa for rest, but that visit became the spark of revolution. Together, they prepared for what was to come, away from the public eye.
I would say Dr. Julião Menezes is the father of 18 June movement. And very often we also overlook the contribution of Dr. Julião Menezes. While we reiterate Dr. Ram Manohar Lohia's role, he was a tall nationalist figure. His role, we should not forget Dr. Julião Menezes, who was his friend, and he was instrumental in the 18 June movement.
He was practicing in, there was a building called Courthouse opposite St. Xavier School. And he was practicing on the first floor. He was practicing. He had a place there. And then when he used to come down to Goa during summer vacations, in the month of May he would come down. So he used to get all his equipments also over here and practice over here also. But here it was more of political talks than less of practice.
This 103-year-old structure is no ordinary house. It was a silent witness to the events of 18th June, the very place where history took its first breath. Today, it stands in a stark contrast to its once glorious past, fading, forgotten, yet holding within its walls the echoes of revolution.
This was the nerve center, and people used to come here asking, Dr. Bab kaisa? And then used to also ask them, how are you all, kaisa asa? And that the government of Goa should help us in some way or the other to just maintain this place, just as Dr. Julião Menezes' contribution was there.
The story of 18th June isn't complete without the women who stood firm. On the 18th and 19th, Goan women also offered satyagraha and were arrested.
Vatsala Kirtani was the first Goan lady, or the first lady to be arrested in freedom struggle. The moment Vatsala Kirtani is taken to the Margão police station, Pramila Bai Zamaulikar, a very courageous lady, she was running the Goa Seva Sangh in her house. So Pramila Bai Zamaulikar leads a morcha of 40 women, that included Sharda Painikar, Krishna Hegde, Vitha Hegde, Mukta Karapurkar, Lalita Kantak, Jeevan Karapurkar, Ratan Desai, Indira Bhise, Vimal Wagre. So many women, around 40 were there. So they marched on the streets of Margão to the Margão police station, and they demand the release of Vatsala Kirtani. I feel the women's liberation started on that day, 18 June 1946, which we tend to overlook. Next day also we find on 19th June the movement shifts to Panjim, and Panjim you have Tarabai Shah, a Gujarati lady, leading a morcha of schoolgirls and women in Panjim demanding the release of Dr. Ram Manohar Lohia at the Panji police quartel, which is opposite Azad Maidan. So Tarabai Shah leads a morcha of women in which there are two schoolgirls which are noteworthy, that is Shashikala Kakodkar. That time she was known as Shashikala Bandodkar, the daughter of Goa's first Chief Minister Dayanand Bandodkar. Now Shashikala Bandodkar was there in that movement. She was 11 years of age. She was a school student, and along with her was Dr. Ratan Khaute. Later on she became a doctor, that time Ratan Khaute, later on Dr. Ratan Naik. And both of these schoolgirls, they were beaten with lathis, and blood started oozing out from Shashikala's mouth. In fact, when I interviewed Shashikala, she spoke about this. And Tarabai Shah's courage in leading this morcha in the light of Salazar's dictatorship is a very brave and courageous act.
As we honor Goa's Revolution Day, let's remember those who carried the fire. Laxmidas Borkar, the young guide of rebellion. Dr. Julião Menezes, the quiet catalyst. The Menezes Mansion, now forgotten, once the heart of the movement. And the women of 18th June, brave, bold, and rarely acknowledged.